Hey guys, it's Schwasty. Coming at you today, I've got a bit of a hot take. Well, not really a hot take. It is public knowledge that the BattleBit developers are working on a new map. I've just finished watching a live stream that was put together by Larry and Okidoki, two of the developers of BattleBit Remastered. And in the live stream, they actually go over and they show us, the audience, a brand new map that they are working on. Now, I didn't get to see all of the live stream, so I may be missing some information here, but I'm going to show you footage on screen of what they went over in the presentation. It is clear to see from the demo that this map is still somewhat in development. There are some missing textures here and there, and they were discussing adding in possible features to kind of flesh the map out a little bit more. But for the most part, it looks like the structure is finished and it won't take them too long. So hopefully we'll see this map in the coming weeks and months. But more about the map in itself. As you can see on screen at the moment, this map is heavily inspired by Japanese urban architecture. I don't know if it's directly based on Tokyo or another large Japanese city, or if it's something that they've come up with entirely themselves, but it is very, very pretty. You can see the cherry blossom trees that are scattered throughout the map mixed with these giant billboards. They haven't put any textures in the billboards yet, but they did discuss, possibly putting in old preview build assets and models and stuff like that just to kind of flesh it out. So I'm sure they'll have a bit of fun with that. Maybe they could be making some fake in-game advertisements for, I don't know, a Coca-Cola knockoff or something like that. It's hard to tell. But yeah, the map looks really nice. It's really beautiful. They've worked on this brand new skybox that hasn't been included in a map before. It's got this bluey pink kind of cotton candy fairy floss effect going on. And it just looks really nice and kind of chill. There's these cherry blossom trees that are scattered all around the map, and it's broken up by these really dense concrete urban buildings. You've got a lot of roads, so there's a lot of cars scattered around the place, and there's a lot of cover. So I don't know if it's going to be a sniper's paradise. I think this is going to be a CQB map for all those people that enjoy close quarters, SMG, carbine, kind of close quarters. I like a bit of it myself. It doesn't look like it's going to be a vehicle heavy map at all. To be honest, I'd be surprised to see really any vehicles on this map besides, transports and ATVs. One thing that caught my attention pretty much straight away is on either side of the map you've got these two large, not skyscrapers, but we're talking about 15 stories plus. One of the buildings looks like you can access the top of the roof, and I imagine people are going to be sniping up there. There's going to be, competition for taking control of that building. I didn't hear them explain that the building is going to be accessible on every floor. That would make the building very, very dense, and it would kind of take me back to that Battlefield 3 Close Quarters DLC environment. I would like to see a little bit of that, but I could understand the technical limits if they don't want to include something like that. On the other end of the map, there's another skyscraper. This one's a lot more modern art, and it doesn't look like you're going to be able to access the roof from the inside. Possibly there might be some way of rappelling up the side, but honestly I don't know. It might be very difficult to get yourself up there. And I think I heard Okidoki mention that there was something like well over 1,000 windows on this map, so there's just going to be so many angles to ambush people from. And that is going to be very, very confusing and complicated, and not a lot of people are going to enjoy that. So I don't know whether they're going to restrict that or if they want every building on the level to be fully accessible. On that, I'm sure we'll just have to wait and see until they show us more, or maybe you guys saw a little bit more of the live stream than I did, and you know a little bit more about what the map is. If you do, leave a comment down below and let the rest of us know what you found out. But yeah, I digress. I'm really, really liking the style of this map. I think it's very pretty, and I like the direction that they're going with this. A lot of the maps up until now, with the exception of the last one, the Tensa Town, I think it's called, have been based in either the Middle East or like a Russian kind of Eastern Bloc nation. And this is a lot more colourful and westernized, and I like to see the good balance here. I don't know if there's any lore to BattleBit Remastered, but it looks like the war has taken us all over the world onto both sides, and I'm just really enjoying where this is going. And I really like the level of engagement that we're getting from the developers with this. I've said this before, but I strongly advocate more developers, both indie and AAA, to be more transparent with their community, because you can get feedback early on in the game and you can make changes as necessary. You don't have to give away critical plot points or even gameplay elements, but just see what people like. Just throw something out there and see what the reaction is. And from what I've seen in the comments on Twitch, the reaction to this is actually pretty good. A lot of people really like this. There was some frustration about, how many angles there's going to be and is it going to encourage camping. Realistically, I don't think so. I think it's going to attract a very run and gun playstyle for the most part. There will, of course, be people making use of the support class. Hopefully it will be rebalanced by then. But with the support class in particular, you could set up like these really cool barricades and stuff like that and just completely lock down one side of the street. I'd really like to see the game go more in that direction as we, the community, develop more on the meta. The developers even joked around with the idea of adding in snapshot grenades so that you can see enemies in a room. It will like highlight them as a silhouette and you can see them through walls. I think that's something from Call of Duty Warzone, but you can correct me if I'm wrong. They didn't necessarily say they were going to add that, but they just kind of joked around with it. People were asking about the addition of maybe mortars and they just shot it down straight away, and I completely agree. Any game that isn't a, milsim as such, adding mortars just ruins gameplay for people, because like you're running around, you're doing everything correctly, and then all of a sudden you just hear a whistling sound from above and you're dead. There's no indication, there's no way of knowing where the enemy is, and yeah, I think BattleBit Remastered could do without that. But yeah, guys, that's my little rant over. I hope you enjoyed the preview of the map. It was over on the official BattleBit Remastered Twitch channel. And yeah, I'd really like to see them, streaming a lot more often, just kind of giving us a glimpse of what they're working on. Because it's important to keep your community engaged if you want people to stick around long term. And I don't know what the name of this map is. I think it's Namak. I saw earlier. If I can get the footage, I'll show you on screen. Or Namak. It doesn't really matter what they call it. I think it's going to be an absolute slapper of a map. But yeah, guys, this map, Namak, or whatever it's called, what do you guys think of it? Let me know down in the comments below. Again, I wanted to just thank everybody for getting me over the 1,000 subscriber threshold. I didn't think that was going to happen in 2023, let alone in June, so absolutely amazing. So thank you very much for your support on that one. If you're new to the channel, consider leaving a like if you enjoyed the video, and consider subscribing for more content like this. BattleBit Remastered is here. We have it. I'm going to be working on a ton of new content in the coming weeks. And yeah, I've got a couple of surprises lined up. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys have a lovely weekend. And I'll talk to you again soon. Take care.